What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Shrek, and you already know we're back with another video, guys. Thank you guys for joining us once again. So far, thank you for the support. Last video did really good, so we're gonna try to keep up the momentum. Today we are working with something simple. So his turn signal, but it happens on the headlights as well. Turn signal, and sometimes on the headlights it will flicker, and if you mess with the pigtails on them, you'll see that they'll turn on and off. So as you can tell, not sure if you can tell pretty good, but one of the pins is pushed in and it looks like it's melting. You come over here and the little pin that goes into that one, which is the corner one, looks like it's messed up and it's not connecting right. So when it gets hot, it starts to melt the plastic. Real simple fix. We're just going to cut the original harness, splice in a new one. We just splice this one in. This is the part number. Let me see where it's at. Right there. Splice it in a new one and you're good to go. Sometimes you do, like on the turn signals, you do have to replace the socket, but for the most part you don't. So let me go ahead and show you guys how we do this real quick. I'll be right back. So first things first, before we chop anything off, we have to match the wires. As you can tell, yellow is the one to the furthest. I'm a little colorblind, but we will figure this out. Then we have the orange one in the middle. The green one matches with the black one. So that's going to be that, guys. Perfect. The little kit does come with shrink wire and some little splicers or splice connectors. And sorry for the noise, guys. I have another truck next to us running just high idle, making sure the cooling system is really cooling. All right, put these here and this. That's it. Okay, you van Alright, one down, 3 more to go. Alright, now we hit it with a little bit of heat, guys. I don't know if I'm gonna put audio on this, but just so y'all know. These I do. And that's how we do these little splice jobs. Real quick, easy. All the connectors are facing against the end for better connection. We do go ahead and try to fix the pin. That way it doesn't do it, so we don't have to replace this whole plug. But basically what we're doing here is gonna finish this one. Let it cool down a little bit. I'll put a little bit of tape over it. Some electrical tape just so it's covered nicely, and then if anything I'll put some of this Tesla tape. Call it a day, guys. That's all we had to do on this one. I have to run an inspection on it, make sure everything's good. We do have the red truck, the injector truck, all put back together. We're doing a flush on it, so as you can hear it idling pretty high right now, only because we are running the flush on it for the coolant. Making sure we cross our T's and dot our I's this time. We did find out that he has a huge exhaust leak right there. So we do have to fix that as well. We already advised them. We have to replace that pipe, but that will be once the truck cools down, because we're already halfway through this flush. So we're gonna let it flush out, or let it run hot, so it could move that coolant throughout the whole truck. Temperature is at 160, 165 about. So we'll run this truck a little bit longer, just so the coolant or the water circulates the system. That way the flush, we use a flush and degreaser in it. We throw it in there. We've done 2 flushes already. We changed the filters. So this time we're changing everything. That way we're sure of what the issue is. And after this, we might change that exhaust. I don't know if the customer's gonna change that. That pipe is really expensive. So we'll have to see what he wants to do about that. As I was saying, this one we're just running that inspection. Make sure it's all good to go. It's a slow day. It's been pretty slow. I haven't actually worked for the last 2 days. I hurt my back last week, so put me out of commission for a few days. But we're back at it. Probably missed today's video. I'm not sure if I'll be able to upload something later today when I get home. And Jeroni's working on the BMW. It has, I guess, coolant issues as well. It overheated on the boss. It has the whole, I believe it is his thermostat. Not sure if it is, but I know they are going to be replacing the thermostat on it. Can't even tell where it's at, to be honest. Oh, it goes right here, somewhere around here. But Jeroni's working on this one, so pretty slow week actually, but we'll see what we upload for you guys. Just in case you guys were wondering, back to working, and that's how it ends up being. Just in case you guys were wondering if it did work or not. I usually test them before I tape everything up and put everything back together. Well, I used to. Now I'm pretty confident with my work, so I just put everything back together. I usually solder them too, but someone told me in one of my videos that it's better not to solder them, just because when you have to repair them again, which they do go out over time with corrosion and everything, and the driver's pulling them off the wrong way and everything, they will go out. He did tell me, which makes sense, you're going to replace it again, and it's going to end up costing you more time and effort to replace everything you did. So we just splice it with the kit. The kit comes with everything to do it. Just tape it up and you're good to go, guys. So right now, actually, let me show you guys. Let me take all this. Let me move all this first. All right, so we have more wiring. I just remembered right now, I saw these on my toolbox and remembered I have to do wiring over here as well. Not sure if I brought this one up before on a video. This one is one of our trucks and the headlights were not working. So I was trying to find fuses, but then I remembered most of like the components, which are like the headlights, the high beams, low beams, fog lamps, your horns, your wiper motor, might be missing a few things, go straight directly off of your SAM cab chassis. There's no fuse for them, unfortunately. It just goes straight to it, or at least I haven't found the fuse for it. So what I did, we have a parts truck. I've told you guys we have a parts truck. That one, we took the SAM cab off of it, sent it in to get it revised and make sure it was working right. So we have a spare now, which is the one I threw on this one. Unfortunately, the day that it was going out on a trip, I needed to do something or make it happen, so his headlights were working. So what I did was I cut off, the high beams were working, the low beams weren't. I cut off the cable for the low beam and just threw on the plug the one for the high beam, if that makes any sense. I don't know why I did it that way, but that's what I did. I should have never cut it. Regardless, we have the new connectors for it. So I'm going to, I did swap out the SAM cab. I'll show you guys the original one off of this one, and let me see if it's open so I can show you guys. I had to remove too much stuff. Take my word for it. It was right here. So I did replace that. I will go ahead and plug these plugs up for the lights and see if it works. I do have to test out with my power probe on this side the cables I cut, just to make sure which one's positive and negative, and that way I don't burn anything out again. So let's go ahead and try it out, and I'll be right back. So let me show you guys the old SAM cab. This is it right here. It's the whole thing. So you have plugs that connect on the bottom of it. This goes on the inside of the engine compartment. Yeah, on the other side of the firewall, on the engine side. And you have all those plugs pointing onto there. You have your power and your ground. And from here, you get cables that go to the components, which are the headlights and all that stuff I mentioned. Apart from other components, which I don't remember off the top of my head. And then you have other connectors here, more connectors there, and then you have fuses. These fuses do not cover all of them. Some of them go directly and some of them are fused. So that's the issue. We did replace the SAM cab, like I said. We'll send this one out, get it checked out, see where the fault is, and get it repaired. That way we have a spare at all times. So let me go back to the truck and see if it actually worked before I start claiming that this is a problem. But like I said in the past, we go as we fix as we go, we learn as we go. So all right guys, so here is where we at. I have the lights on right now. We have power to the headlights, and then this is the high beams. I have the high beams on as well. Do I have the high beams on? Oh, I did turn off the, sorry guys, I turned off the key. And high beams won't turn on without the key. Key on. And there you go, high beams are on as well. Let me check the other side, just to double check. So on this side, that's the high beams, these are the low beams. There it is. You plug this back in. It's kind of tricky with these because there is no positive or negative side on them. There's the high beam though. And let me see if this one will work. The light bulb on the other one is out, so I believe the light bulb on this one is out as well. Yeah, we're just gonna need light bulbs for it, but it is working now. So that's the issue with a lot of these aftermarket headlights. It doesn't have a actual positive, negative, or proper way to go in, so it does damage your harnesses and your headlight bulbs and all that. As you can tell, the filament is broken, so we'll get her some new light bulbs and we'll try this again. In the meantime, I am going to wire that high beam, the plug onto the high beam. Sorry, I do have to extend that wire just a bit. Get some generic wire, 12 gauge wire. You could use something less, but all we have is 12 gauge here, so that's what I'll be using right now. Extend the wires, put a plug, that way it's good to go when we are ready to plug it in. All right guys, so here's the truck that we did that, what was it, the corner light or the turn signal. I have a brain fart guys, sorry. The turn signal socket or plug, pigtail. Yes, the pigtail on the turn signal, we replaced it on this truck. What we are doing now is cleaning out his Venturi pipe. This is the Venturi pipe. This is where your delta pressure sensor goes. This one goes across, let me show you guys. Goes this way, the bigger end goes towards the passenger side. And it goes through here. You just have to shimmy it. Shimmy, shimmy. Or no shimmy, shimmy. Well, it goes through there. The way you take this one off is you have to remove the tube that goes off of the horn. This is your turbo, your boost pipe. Then this is the horn that goes into your, no, more brain farts. I'll put the name down below. I'll look it up right now. But it goes on that. This is where your oil filter, fuel filters, all that goes. And then from here it has this tube and attaches to there, to one end of the Venturi pipe, and then the Venturi pipe goes to the EGR cooler. So we went ahead and cleaned this one up as much as possible, and we let it dry for a bit. Air dry is the best, so let it to air dry. Now we're putting everything back together. Let me wiggle this in, I'll show you guys how it goes back on. And like I was saying, this is where the Venturi pipe goes. So just goes fastened on that side with 2 clamps and a rubber coupler in between, and it actually slips in pretty easy. Then you just fasten it with a bolt down here and a bolt right there, and to slide it in, it was pretty easy, guys. It was just the angle I was at down there. I was made it a little more difficult, but once you get up here, it's pretty easy. Then, as I said, you get the delta pressure sensor, and it bolts up to there, and you have that. This one we fix the delta pressure on it, the harness. I don't know if you guys remember. So yep, that's it for this one. I'm actually gonna finish installing it back up and wrap this one up, see what else is wrong with it. This needs a full inspection as well. So yep, here it is, guys, all installed. We have to put the delta pressure sensor back on, but I'm going to go ahead and brush it off real quick, clean it up, and then we'll install that, plug it back in, check for EGR codes again, because it still does have an EGR code. Even though the harness was fixed and it is now functioning how it should be, but this still has other EGR issues that we have to fix. They just told me about that, so that's gonna be before the inspection, I believe. I'll plug into it right now, but that's it for this one right now so far. There it is, guys. We did go ahead and check resistance. We cleaned out the Venturi pipe, the cross tube between the Venturi pipe and the horn. I really don't know what it's called. I'll try to put names inside of the video of the actual parts. I don't like just giving random names, but we did go ahead and do that. Like I said, cleaned out the delta pressure sensor. It was missing the 2 little plastic green little O-rings on it. We went ahead and replaced them, and no more codes. But that's the same thing that happened last time. We fixed the harness, and according to us it worked, and then as you guys saw, it came back for the same issue. But now it's good again. I checked resistance, the ohms, everything on between the plug and the sensor, everything read within specs. So we know it's not the sensor. The plug might be faulting out every now and then. They didn't want to replace the plug, so all we did was fix the splices in between that were wrong last time. I don't know if I showed you guys this truck last time. I don't remember what I show you guys and what I don't. Every day is something different, so kind of hard to keep up with everything. But we're hoping that was the fix on this one. It has more issues with it, but the owner wants to take it out already, so we can only do as much as they allow us to. We can't really do anything out of our pocket. We're not pro bono. But with that being said, this is it for this one. That truck is on its second flush. As soon as I'm done with that flush, I also went ahead and adjusted the brakes. Like I said, we did find his exhaust loose and he doesn't want to fix it. So once again, we can only do as much as the owner allows us. But with that being said, that's it for here. I don't know if I'm gonna show you anything else. If I do, good. If not, as always, I'll actually cut this part out to the end. So like always, guys, if you're at home, enjoy time with your family. If you're on the road, be safe. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. It's helping us a lot so far. We're growing little by little, but we are growing. So thank you guys for all the support so far. See you guys on the next one. Peace.